Here we are. We're live. Hello. Hello, Raph. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Magical Wednesday. Woo
Uh,
woo.
yes, yes. I only if it was magical.
But
I
it
could
is.
snap my fingers and my house would have been organized and I wouldn't have had to rearrange a whole bunch of things and run out of time.
Well, realistically, we grew up on Bewitched and the ding 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 ling ling ling. And, so realistically, that's not magic. That's what we think magic's supposed to be.
Yes.
I think we have to create our own magic. We got to conjure our own magic because truly, I think magic is like my day today, which is kind of waking up humdrum and I don't know, kind of having not the best dream. I didn't wake up remembering what the dream was, but I know how I felt and it
Just that
wasn't good.
feeling afterwards.
Yeah. And I had to, get out of that funk
Yeah. Yeah.
somehow. And when I look back on it now, I'm like, it's not obvious. You just kind of walk through your morning and do what you need to do and kind of shift how you feel about things, find something to smile about. And then I can look back now and be like, well, there had to have been some magic involved there to make me feel like I feel now. So,
Yeah. That's funny that we're talking about dreams. My husband was telling me about his dream the other night, and he's like, I don't know why I dreamt that, and I was just so angry. I won't go into detail. And I'm like, well, if we're not dealing with things in, everyday life, or we just kind of, like human beings do, push it aside, all these emotions or thoughts or feelings that you don't really communicate, it's going to come out somewhere. And so, like, the energy I feel is like, I just told him, like, it's probably just coming out, expressing it through your dreams. So good for you. You got a lot out.
yay. Yeah, it's so weird. I think part of the frustrating part is not remembering the dream enough to start to try and process it. All it left me with, and maybe this happens to other people, all it left me with was like raw emotions or comparing it to bringing up other things that made me feel that same way, which I know the dream wasn't about. But, you start kind of not comparing, but trying to associate where else in my life did I feel like that. So it like I like what you said, because it definitely is a way to deal with the stuff we need to deal with.
Yeah. And, I don't necessarily think that we have to be completely aware. Murphy's Law. Completely aware all the time of the emotions or the feelings or an expression, or like to, sit there and think about it for, the whole day, or like work through something. Cause I just feel like, everyday magic, things happen magically, right? Like and then we turn around like, oh, wow, I did actually deal with that to a certain degree. Like,
Yeah.
and I think people put too much energy into, I need to figure this out.
Well, and I know, and you're onto something there, because I think if we're not aware, we start going into automatic pilot. We go on autopilot. And a lot of times then we're just kind of strapped in, autopilot's taken over, and we're reacting without being conscious of it until it really kind of bumps us up against an emotion where we're like, whoa, wait a minute, where did that come from? And I think it's super important to love ourselves through it, to be patient with ourselves. That's definitely big. That's a big part.
Yeah. 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 So, yeah, I feel, yeah, I guess that's kind of, yeah, along the lines I was going for, is like sometimes like it magically just happens, right? Is that what you were kind of saying?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it just, huh?
I said, sorry, easily confused today.
Oh, that's me. But yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I have an oracle deck here. The Energy Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor.
Can I see the cover, or what one is that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you have this one too.
Yeah, I think so. I think I gave that one away. Who knows?
My experience with it, the first few times I used it, I got the not so nice looking cards.
Oh.
And I think it feels like it's like a lifetime ago, but when I would host crystal meditations in my place, I'd get everyone to pick a card, and I know someone picked a card that was like, oh, what's this? It wasn't a very good one. So it's not my favorite deck, but I think to me, it's also a realistic deck. It brings up things. It puts a mirror up sometimes of what we don't want to see instead of what we do want to see. So,
okay, so tonight's about shadow work then.
Maybe. Let's see what card comes up. Yeah, ooh, only one. It felt like more.
It's a heavy card. It's got a lot of things to unpack.
It's a gooder. It's Journey.
Okay.
And I love it because she's crossing like a suspension bridge. And it almost, like, I can't really see. It's too friggin' dark here. She's holding on to something like a crystal behind her. She's got a bag packed. I'm seeing that the suspension bridge almost looks like it's a little rickety. But what I pick up from this is, we're here for a journey, and we can't overplan things. Just take what baggage you have with you and just keep stepping forward. There's always going to be signs up ahead. We may not see them now. We may not even know what they say. We just have to start trusting that we're heading in the right direction. And there's always a choice. She can keep going forward, or she can turn around and go back the other way again. Like, we always have choice. I don't know. I'm a fan of.
Unless the bridge collapses behind you, you have to like run like hell.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Energetically, just before you pulled that card, I was saying, oh, shadow work. So put the card back up again. And then, kind of along the lines that I was saying is the energy of like going through like the dream that my husband had and like the emotions in your dream, right? You're going through the emotions while in dream states. Your body's still acknowledging and expressing it. And so the journey forward is, a constant, and no matter which way, right? There's like, it looks like mist or rainbow energy around her. So it's like just trusting in the process and just allowing, whichever way life happens or emotions happen or what have you is happening, to understand that you are being guided, you're being supported, and it's okay to allow whatever to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I love it.
Lost.
Yeah, no, I love it.
And this.
And I love what you had to say, and I'm actually guided to pull the book out too. And I just want to kind of read whatever comes to mind. Okay, there's an affirmation. Let's just go straight to that. Here, I'll put the card back up as I read it. I'm attracting wonderful new adventures to me. My life is a blessing, taking me to new places, inside and out. I love that.
Very good.
That's a good one. I think I'll use that one for later to journal a little bit. And that's a tip that I have for anybody who wants to journal or wants to like do some, automatic writing or something like that, and they're not sure what. Pull a card and just start writing about what you feel, about what you see. It's a suggestion.
Kind of reminds me, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was about Buddhists. And I'm very naive. I have like, Buddhist statues everywhere in my home, but I don't know too much about the religion or the energies completely behind it. But they were saying that there's like a huge setup for like a meditation, or what they do is, I could be completely wrong. This is just a little snippet that I received. But this is what I picked up from it. So like before doing a meditation, you're preparing yourself, you're preparing all that, and you're energetically, who do I want to contact? What is the question? Or what deity, right? Or deity is it that I want to come forth? And so it could be anything, like a spirit guide, it could be what have you. And then sit there in meditation and do the practice. So like how you said, like with the automatic writing or whatever, you don't have to just sit there and go blank, right? Have a card in front of you. It's upside down.
Yeah.
Have a card in front of you and just sit. Like, so now I have a focal point.
Yeah, I love that. What's that card?
Sacred Mountain, Ancestors, Endurance, and Resilience.
Whoa, perfect.
Yeah.
That's definitely somebody to have around when you're starting or when you're on a journey.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not starting a journey. We're already on the journey,
Forever and always.
Yeah. The moment we're born.
Yeah, exactly.
Erin's here. Hello. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Yeah. I know at the beginning of the year, there's always, people wanting to start something new or reconnect with something they wanted to do. And personally, I think it gets a little exhausting this first month of the year. Everyone's trying to be perfect at this new thing they want to do.
I think New Year's resolutions are kind of a thing of the past. I think the new energy is like, where do I want to see myself in a year from now? And that's not necessarily a New Year's resolution. That is like forever. Like, like by this time next year, I see myself as like, holding a steady income or being whatever, what have you, like a healthier me, right? With diets, with, kicking maybe some bad habits or this and that. Like, how do I want to feel? How do I want to look? How do I see, like, where do I see myself? So I don't think it's necessarily just one. It's just like, I'm going to, be working every single day to take a step forward in the right direction of where I want to see myself this time next year.
Yeah. Yeah. And it leaves room for leeway as well. So, there is no perfection. There's just progress. And sometimes the progress is moving forward and sometimes it's moving sideways. Sometimes
you're doing a little dance.
Yeah.
A side step with the dance.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Rachel's saying that she can make it to group tonight. Woot woot. That'll be good. Yeah. We have to let her know how to sign in though.
All right. Well, that we'll deal with that after our call here today. It's in the group, in the private group anyways, if you want to check that out. And anyone who's watching this, if you're wondering what that's all about, we do have an intuitive development group that we have every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And it's a lot of fun. I always look forward to that part of my week because it's just fun. Like it's not meant to be difficult. It does stretch us sometimes, but in the best ways possible, because I feel like it's just such a supportive community. It's small right now, and that's great, but it's I love the insights. We all get them. We all receive them from other people too, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Validation is so big.
I like it because it's like it's a safe place to play around and explore and experiment even, and throw all the cards on the table and see what happens.
Yeah.
Big urge just to throw the cards. Who knows what's going to happen at group tonight? It'll be a big mess.
Yeah. Yeah, like you say, it's an experiment, and that's in such a safe, supportive environment too. I think that's That's what I like about it. I mean, we've been doing it for some months now, and I know, even though I'm one of the facilitators, you and I both, but having the chance to participate, which most of the times we do, I know my intuition is definitely, I'm trusting it a lot more, because I think that's bottom line. I mean, they call it that term intuitive development, as if it's something you don't already have and you've got to somehow, conjure it up. But I really feel we all have it, and it's different for everybody. It can be similar, but it can be different.
Yep.
Like I know, people from my past were very intuitive, and they wouldn't say that they were intuitive, but it's like, well, you always seem to know when something went wrong with the vehicle. You would be able to decipher what was what. And they think they're using their brain for it, like their know-how, when realistically, here's the thing. If something comes to you so easily, like it's a no-brainer, and other people are like, oh my God, I don't know how you did that. That isn't you using your smarts. That's including your intuition with it too. Big time. Big time.
Yeah. Yeah. I always feel too, it's a muscle, right? Like you want to develop a skill, or be able to do more than 5 sit-ups or push-ups, right? It's like working that muscle out constantly, right? So like same with the intuition, the connection with the higher self, and so on and so forth, reaching up and reaching within. So it's an exercise. It is a practice. It is,
exactly.
dedicating some time, which is nice each week that we actually do that. And so, of course, it's going to become easier, and that's where the trust, and that's where all that energy starts coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
Pace.
And like what you said about comparing it to going to the gym and exercising, it's like, yeah, you don't go to the gym to conjure up muscles. You already have them. You just need to strengthen them a little bit more so that they show up in a different way.
Yes.
Rachel saying mine goes to sleep sometimes. But you know what? I think there's a time and a place. Sometimes intuition doesn't always show up when we want it to, but at the same time, I think it gives us the chance to step back a little bit, an awareness. We can't go walking around in the clouds all the time. We've got to be in our physical body, and sometimes it's difficult for people to do that, to do both. A lot of times it's one thing or another. It's hard to do both at the same time. It's like walking, chewing gum, and patting your head and your stomach at the same time, which you can do with practice. Just saying.
Well, believe me, I've practiced that. No.
Yeah, but you probably didn't practice it enough. That's all.
That's probably the case. Yeah, I kind of, what is that? Where you like that, like rub your tummy and.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing it, kind of.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Wow, I've developed.
Woot woot. That's hilarious.
Yes. So I'm going to pull a card also based on shadow work for the collective.
And, and as you're pulling that, what is shadow work? Well, to me, it's noticing, bringing awareness, maybe even celebrating the shadow side within us. We're not all light. There is shadow as well. And sometimes that shadow is there to give us strength and to protect us. It's not always seen as a bad thing, but the shadows that we hide and we're ashamed of, those are the things that need the work. That's where, to me, in my personal experience and my definition of it, that's where shadow work really kind of shines itself.
And I've never really stepped into shadow work too much. I've just, I've experienced life and all that. My understanding of shadow work is, if you get triggered by something, or something kind of really bothers you, or you have a major reaction, it's like, well, caused me to have that major reaction? What made me act like this? And going deeper, getting to the core sense of, hey, why is my body behaving this way? So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
So the card I pulled is this one, and it's karmic web, troubles, misfortune, and amends. And
what?
amends.
Oh, okay. Wow. It's a
Mm-hmm.
powerful card, energetically speaking.
Yeah. And so kind of speaking of like what I was just saying about shadow work is, you know, being aware of the energies that are happening and going deeper and, you know, make amends with it. And what I'm really, really picking up with this card is we're not the only ones that are going through troubles or misfortune, right? And we're not the only ones that have to make amends to, I think the biggest person is ourselves, put ourselves back together for the steps moving forward. And
Yeah.
so, and I keep on wanting going back to that dream state is like allow those energies to happen and, you know, move forward, feel them, sense them, whatever have you, even if you don't remember them, but you have that feeling within you. So, you know, shift that feeling or understand that feeling of what, you know, what kind of dread did I have after this dream, even though I don't know, right? Like, where is this dread actually coming from and what is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a powerful way to really see all aspects of yourself. And I mean, yeah, it can have to do with our past and stuff like that. And Rachel's saying, I started shadow work by doing inner child wound work and past life journey. Yeah, that's definitely, it gives us that opportunity to do it in a safe place. Like I know, so there are people who do facilitate shadow work and things like that. I've never gone and had it done professionally or anything. I do my own. Actually, you know, I had someone help facilitate it too, but it was just kind of like, hey, let's just do this. Which, you know, I mean, I recommend if you have some deep stuff to deal with, go to someone professional, someone who, you know, can really hold the space for you. For me, I know tapping EFT is definitely very, very helpful in those moments where things get really, really tough. I did this one session with a friend, and I was the one receiving it, and I was kind of going deep. It was actually a past life regression, and I started crying in it. And for me, it was kind of an awareness, and she kind of, I don't know, she kind of got a little kind of like, oh no, I don't know if I'm doing this right, and she pulled me out of it. And I didn't want to come out because I wanted to kind of deal with it, you know. So yeah, it's interesting how stuff comes up.
Look at the card I pulled while you were talking.
Wow. Wow. I can't read what it says, but the imagery is.
Yeah. Underworld, the shadow realm, reincarnation.
Wow.
Exactly what you were just talking about.
Always good to get the confirmations. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. The starting cough is not going away. Anywho, so anybody have any questions or anything along those lines?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Maybe you want a card pull before we go. We like to kind of keep it short, sweet, and magical so we can prepare for our class afterwards. Exactly. And if you are interested in joining our weekly intuitive development, you can just drop in for a drop-in fee, or you can pay for the entire month, save money that way. So whatever you prefer, let us know. We're not, this is it is what it is. We're not trying to sell you on anything, but it's a powerful way to really be amongst like-minded people, to feel safe, to open your magical toolbox. Ooh. And honor what gifts you have, because they're going to feel and look and seem a little different than other people's, which is great. Mm-hmm. learning what works for you, learning what your powers are. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Oh, would you like to? I'm going to pull a card for the week ahead. Energetic of the energy that we should be focusing on for the
collectively.
Collectively, okay. Yes.
All right. I'll play.
All right.
Oh, and then Erin's saying she'd like a card, so we'll pull a card for her when we're done.
Oh, all right. Sounds good.
Thanks, Erin.
So the first card is Blood Moon. So the energy is going forward this week is take each week as a new beginning, a new step in the right direction. So if you fell on your face, yesterday, today's a new day. Allow the energy, stay focused on your desired outcome. So don't let the hiccups or the whatever get in the way of your steps moving forward. It might slow you down to tie up your shoelaces. That's fine. At least you're together, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And Christina's here. Hi, Christina. I see you on a card pull. Awesome.
Yes. And then the other card, 3 cards fell out. So as above, so below. Duality, balance, and flow.
Duality, balance, and flow. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, I've heard that as above, so below a lot, but the duality part, to me, that's definitely shadow. I mean, it's light and shadow, the duality, which, the topic we were having.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I just feel like to stay in balance because energetically, I feel like this week kind of coming up and we just got over Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of crazy stuff. Everybody's kind of packing up their stuff and putting things away for, the new year. The past year is gone. And so it's like releasing. And it just feels like really focus on staying in balance. And I'm feeling like take a deep breath and allow that balance to come back into your life and into your everyday being, because it feels like, it's always a little bit scattered after Christmas and after New Year's, the rush is done. And so remember that balance within your being. And then the third card is earthing, grounding, centering, and connection. And, a lot of people forget to, connect to the earth energy and slowing down or getting out into nature and feeling the energies of that connection that helps you. I'm really hearing rebirth. And so it's like re-energize, reconnect, I just really want to say rebirth. So I'm going to just say it. So I feel like there's a new beginning for a lot of people going forward.
I love it. That's a perfect card for this time of the year too. It's a beautiful card.
And a little bit of a reminder to get out there still in nature, even if it's like, wherever you are, it's majorly freezing or what have you, just step outside and run back in.
I love it.
Air.
And it's interesting because the card that jumped out that I picked up is hostilities.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah. So, well, to me, this is an awareness that even when you want to walk the light, the path of the light, that there's still going to be that aggressive energy that's around, right? Whether it's watching things in the news and, things find us, people might rub us the wrong way, or we just witness stuff happening around us. It doesn't mean you have to get caught up in it. But to me, this is realism. And he's got his sword and his helmet. So he's kind of prepared for anything. And I just want to say that in preparing for it, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. It's not meaning you're being negative by saying, oh, I got to protect myself. I think of it more of being impervious. I love that word so much. Impervious to that energy that's around you. But keep it real, because this stuff is still out there in the world. And, yeah, I mean, we're talking about magic. Well, there is stuff out there that's still going to bring in that negative poisoned apple. Doesn't mean we got to take it or bite it. So, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So who's first?
So we have Aaron first.
All right.
So Aaron, think about receiving the message you're most meant to hear. That one wants to come. Oh, I love this one. It's the first card in the deck too. It's the Sun. Sorry, it's not showing up very good. Maybe what I need to do is I'm going to go this way. And here, I'm going to turn this off so you can see it better. So I love this for you, Aaron. It's really showing that no matter what is going on, because I always think the card pull has to do with the conversation we've been having so far. And it really is showing that just bathe in your own truth, bathe in your own happiness, right? Cleanse yourself daily, energetically is what I'm picking up. And that's going to help keep that sunny energy flowing for you. And it's very whimsical too. Looks like there's an octopus, a cage down at the bottom. There's a lot of symbolism in this card. And I think it feels like it's a reward for you to just say things are looking up, things are shining for you.
Very nice. Well, Aaron, I like Lorraine's card for you. And
some fireworks coming.
So I really want you to focus on Lorraine's card. And I feel, yes, just keep that up there. Because I feel like that is your energy. That is your soul energy. And to remember that energy, no matter what is happening in your world and around you, so on and so forth. I pulled a card earlier, it fell out, and I can't remember what it was. I'm like, well, maybe that wasn't, your card, Aaron, but then another one came out. So it feels like there's maybe some turmoil going on in your world right now. Treachery, betrayal, mistrust, deception. That's just words. But this is probably like the energy that might be coming up a little bit right now. And I don't really want, I don't want you to focus on those words. Like I'm covering them up. So I want you to remember Lorraine's card, and no matter the energies that are happening around you or to you, and I'm hearing for you, because there's an outcome that is right around the corner after this. So don't focus so much on this, be aware, but remember your core, which is Lorraine's card.
It's actually a beautiful card. What I'm picking up from the message of both of them is that when things are feeling really good, don't darken it by going, oh, but this isn't going to last, or, oh, how long till the other shoe drops, or whatever. Like the sun can always be there. So there you have it. Oh, Christina pulled a clarifier. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Hopefully it's a better one than mine.
I'm Rama. It's from the what's that deck called? Rebecca Campbell. Something about the light. Anyways, okay. Where are you being called to journey to? And I love that. So you have a choice, right? You've got a choice to focus on the positive and the light, or notice the more negative that's there, and maybe trust that you're further along than you thought. Because I believe that we're shown challenging circumstances a lot of times to show us how far we've come. All right. Work your light. That's what it's called. Work your light. Thank you, Christina. All right.
Thank you for clarifying, Christina.
Yeah. So, and then Christina wants a card. So let's pop that one back in there and see what we get.
Christina, it really feels like you're starting to, or maybe you always have, really made your own decisions and made the world work for you, like making an outcome that you needed to see. So you're a go-getter energetically, and the decisions have always kind of rested on you, is what I'm feeling. And that's what the cards are saying, because I'm not allowed to allow one to pop out. It's like, no, you choose, because this is the energy that you've always had to do in your life, is what I'm feeling. And, another thing that I'm picking up is that it's not always easy to be that person to always have to make that decision, because sometimes there's two decisions that are equally almost aligned or imbalanced, but you have to, hey, I have to make that one decision. So good for you. And I'm hearing too, you always feel if it's that hard, you follow your heart. You go into your heart and you make that decision, and then you're allowed to move forward. So with everything that you've done, and I just got goosebumps, with everything that you have done in life has been the right decision.
I love that.
And I feel like you already know that. Yeah. And so the card that they made me pick is Bleeding Hearts, Rawness, Vulnerability, and Compassion. And energetically, yes, you feel the energies of, like, to me, it feels like it's upside down. And that's a positive thing, because you don't necessarily have a bleeding heart. You have a lot of, wisdom, knowledge that is in harmony with your heart. And so it is, you're making decisions, with what, like how I already just said it with you, heart-based, but also very logical. And yeah, it just feels like you are very well in line with the emotions, the energy, the people, and the way to move forward in life. So maybe there is something coming up that you're a little bit hesitant on. So don't worry. Remember your beautiful talent. I wanted to say raw talent, because it's a natural talent for you. That ends.
Love it. I think that goes along with the one that I picked out, or that picked itself, is Angel of Love. Really just trusting and focusing on being okay to be receptive and soft. It's okay to have that softness, especially around maybe people who aren't showing that side. They're a little sharper. They're a little, I don't know, balled up tinfoil. And sometimes we want to match that energy with the same. And it can often just be like a reaction, like a reflex. But to focus on just bringing your own brand of love and softness, I think that's a really nice message for you, Christina. There you go. And Erin liked her reading. Beautiful. That definitely resonates. Thank you. Hi, Renee. Renee's saying hello. And then Christina pulled a clarifier for herself. Trust the niggle. Man, that one comes up a lot, eh? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And I think that's a good question to ask in the moment that these things do come up. So yeah, it's powerful for sure. Well, I think that we're going to call it a night.
Yeah. Did Rachel want one?
I didn't see any mention of it. No, just some suggestions of a book. Yeah. So anyways, we're here every week. And Christina's saying, loved your messages, on point, lady. So appreciate you both. Thank you. Appreciate you too. Thanks for bringing the clarifiers. Thank you everyone for being here. And those of you who are going to be in our group that's coming up at 7 o'clock, we'll see you. Check the private Facebook group for the link. And
Rachel saying please.
Okay, and I'm going to use my intuition. Please, you want a card?
No, that's not what she's saying at all.
And Christina's saying, what about you? Oh, you always take care of us. Make sure we take care of ourselves. I love that.
Okay. All right, so a card for Rachel.
Okay, this popped out face up. So it says contract. Oh, thanks, Erin. Thanks for coming and being here live with us. It's always good. Then it shows other people we're here. Thank you. Thank you. So Rachel, we have contract. And to me, this feels like a decision you've been trying to make for yourself. It's okay to take yourself seriously without being too serious about it, is what I'm picking up. Trust that you know. Yes, there's some things that there's a specific flow to it. There's a specific way to do things, hoops to jump through, etc., etc. But don't be like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. It's like, this is what it is. Sometimes we need that logical world that's going to get us into the magical side that we really want. And it's a necessary thing that we have to do in this, walking on the earth as human beings. So that's what I get for you.
Beautiful. So Rachel, your first card, I wanted to kind of pull a clarifier for it too. I'm all doom and gloom tonight. So thunder and lightning, painful realizations and inner conflicts. And so energetically, I just feel like things always come to at energetic points, a hit. And so if we're not, you said earlier that you're doing shadow work or working on things, and so things will bubble up, things will energetically explode if we're not dealing with them. And it's, it sounds like you are, which is beautiful. So I really feel that this year is about allowing those emotions to rise and overcome them gently and softly within your, beautiful nature and being. And it's not so scary, because the next card I pulled is, you're transcending, or the lotus, the past, transcendence, and evolution. And so like you've grown from past experiences where things might have been heavy, but then they got like majorly crazy heavy, where it didn't need to be that much. And so energetically and emotionally and physically and spiritually, you have found a new way of being, a new flow that is gentler for self, if that resonates.
I love that. Yeah. And I think the other card, the painful realization, what I picked up was maybe the painful realization is that, wow, it really wasn't as painful as I made it out to be.
Yeah. Energetically, like, not to get into things, like Rachel's had a really, tough year last year, and a lot of painful things. And it's just like being aware of like, oh, I got this. And like those emotions, it's okay to allow these emotions to happen, because it's not going to go into that spiral of energy, is what I'm feeling.
Yeah, I love it. You're welcome, Rachel. You're definitely welcome. And Christina pulled a clarifier for you. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Ooh, I love that.
Beautiful. I love that.
And sometimes that's uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable sometimes. Mind you, growing up, I didn't have a lot of growing pains, which, at only 5'2", no wonder, but
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you want a card, Lorraine?
Yeah, and I'll pull you one too. And Rachel saying sometimes transcendence can feel painful, breaking and pushing through. Yes, exactly. Yeah, totally. Yeah, you can pull me one, I'll pull you one, and then we'll go right.
All right, so your card is the Witching Hour, Spirit Work, Mystery, the Unknown.
Love it. Magic.
And I love it too. And it's like, I got like, as I was shuffling, I got an image of you kind of in a cookie jar, or picking between two cookie jars. And it's like, oh, this one, I know that there's like so much good in here and all that, but you're not even looking at the other cookie jar that might be like, oh, this is absolutely amazing. So the focal point, there's magic, there's like, of course, all this, right? And don't always go with, I know this is so good.
You're just saying that because you know me.
No, this is what's happening. This is what's coming through, because I'm like, it doesn't make sense, but I have to trust it. And it's like, trust in the unknown, trust in your guides. Like, hey, you might hear a little, psh, 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 psh. Pick the other one for frickin' once.
I love it. My guides know me so well.
Exactly. I made it uber simple. There's so much more, but this is like a gist. So
yeah, it makes a lot of sense too. And to me, it's a bit of a confirmation as well, because I've been doing that a little more. Maybe not doing it, but thinking it more. So perhaps the doing is the next step. Maybe.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, cookie jar. I know. I'm hungry now. And Christina, the clarifier for me was play, have fun, don't be so serious. Woo! I love it.
Take both cookie jars.
Yeah, I know. And as soon as you said that, now I've got cookies on the brain. Yeah. Rachel's saying, yep, makes sense with transcendence, physical. Yes. Yeah, and sometimes we need to make it a little easier than it is. Like that physical pain, we can say, oh yeah, turn it into spiritual pain. I can deal with it in the ethers. Anyways, that was two conversations going on there, but I wanted to add that. All right, now it's Raphael's turn. Let's pull a card for you. Ooh, door to value.
Ooh.
And it's a 3 and a 1, so it's 4. So, did I pull this one for you before?
I don't think so.
Energetically, excuse me, feels like a card that I've pulled recently that's just talking about what you're doing, what you want to do in your work and things like that is keep putting that energy into it, because it is happening. And maybe that door isn't opening as fast as you want it to, but it's still opening. So trust that it's in flow and that you're worthy and you're deserving of it. I think that's a big key thing there too.
Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay.
Yeah, just trust it. It's okay to receive with open arms.
Yes,
that's what I think for that.
Love it.
Yeah, and I think
I
was just going to say, I think Christina has a clarifier. There we go. Thank you, Christina. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy.
Makes a lot.
So between you and me, having fun, dancing.
Yeah, I love it. So good. Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. I'm losing my voice. Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, thank you so much for that reading. I appreciated it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just wanted to put a little bit 2 cents to go along with kind of like what you're saying too, is my granddaughter didn't know what kind of soap I was making next. And so she's 15 years old. I'm like, okay, hold this soap. Tell me, how does it make you feel? She's like, oh, it's calming. I'm like, whereabouts in the body do you feel it? And she's like, So it's like, yes,
Yay.
it works.
Oh, it's perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
it was
That's,
yeah.
you know, I mean, that's the best way. That's the best confirmation right there.
Oh, I know. A 15-year-old girl? Come on.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, but she's also, you know, your granddaughter. So,
Oh, there we go.
you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Let's just say that.
It rolls away though.
Yeah. Get away, get away.
Yeah. Daddy, you stink. Yeah.
Oh, Christina's saying cookies and dancing. Yes, definitely need the dancing after those cookies.
Let's have a cookie and dancing party, Lorraine.
There, crumbs everywhere. Who cares? It's all good.
Susie, yeah, Susie and Elliot would love that.
Oh, yes. As long as we don't step on them. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Aaron, I love watching your lives. Always a fun time. Yay!
Thank you. Well,
Score! We did it.
We have made a commitment to be doing this every week. So,
and a fun commitment at that. It's not a chore. It's fun. I get to hang out with one of my besties, and we get to hang out with you guys, you ladies as well. Thank you so much for being here and supporting us energetically.
Yeah, next week, cookies and dancing, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Oh, boy. Yes. All right, everyone. Have a super week. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.